Sports, I'm Mudu Gajaga, and thank you for joining us. Coming up this morning, we're talking about the CAF Women's Champions League qualifiers in Senegal, where our colleague Amadou Tamba was there to cover the competition. And one of Gambia's representatives in that competition, Berewuleng FC, the women's team who won the cup double in the Gambia. They won the league and also the FF Cup, were representatives, and they did well in the competition. We're going to discuss about that. Also, the under 18 Beach Volleyball African Championship, which is going to be held in the Gambia in September, in preparation for the Youth Olympic Games in Senegal. We'll also be discussing that at the latter part of the program, as well as some Gambian transfers, especially notably among them is Abdoulaye Tamba of Fortune FC, who is now going to play in the Swedish League. And we'll also be looking at the Gambia's senior national team, who will be playing in the World Cup qualifiers in September. All that on Q Sports today. But first, let's talk about women's football, the CAF Champions League qualifiers, which is now almost on a regional basis. You have teams in a particular region would gather in a particular place for the qualifiers. They would compete, and of course, the eventual champions will represent that zone in the CAF Women's Champions League. Gambian teams have been trying. Red Scorpions did it the last time, did well, but not quite well in terms of achieving that qualification spot. And this time around, it's Berewuleng FC who won both the league title and also the FF Cup in the Gambian domestic competitions and went on in Senegal and did well. But joining me in the studio is colleague Amadou Tamba. Amadou, you were in Dakar, Senegal and covered this competition. First, tell us about the experience. You were co-commentating. Somebody will do French and then you will do the English.
Thank you very much, Gajaga. Good morning to the very good viewers of QTV. A pleasure to be back here again. Yeah, it was a very interesting competition to be at and cover the whole proceedings. It was really very good that Berewuleng were there as the Gambian representative out of the 4 countries that were taking part. And interestingly, I did not go there to be a commentator, but when I went there, and the guy who was doing the commentary on Wafu ATV knew that I'm from the Gambia, and it was like, okay, now I believe you have to come along and join me in the second game, that is Beres 4th game of the competition. And from there, when we did the commentary together after the game, he was like, okay, now I've gotten someone. From now on, every game, it doesn't matter whether Gambia is playing, every game you have to be here 2 weeks, so you do this together with me. And Alhamdulillah, that was how I picked it up, and we were able to do the competition all together. And thank God, the whole team really welcomed me very well and made me feel home, and it was absolutely a very good experience.
And how did it feel compared to what you're used to in the Gambia? You and I did commentary before, like Q City at the stadium, and also previously you did for radio when you were at Capital FM covering the national team and internationally as well. So tell us, what's really the difference this time?
Yeah, in the first game it was a bit difficult in the sense that I wasn't prepared because I went there just to cover Berewuleng play. I wasn't even thinking that I would be a commentator. So when I went there and I was approached, I was like, okay, this is something that I love doing and it's in me, so I don't think it will be a big challenge for me. Let me just step in and absolutely stay focused and do my best. And I was really very calm, and thank God I was able to do it. The part that was a little bit difficult is trying to connect with the French speaker, because sometimes he will be speaking in French and want you to connect to that and then continue the game from there on. So I picked up a little bit of words in French that I was sometimes able to connect, the easy ones for that matter.
Words, yeah.
Because
but your French is limited.
Yes, absolutely limited. So I was able to connect to that. And after the game, I think I get 1 or 2 reviews that, yeah, what you were doing was really good. So let's try to make sure we push it. And thank God I was able to push through the remaining games. But it was also a big experience because you know that the whole of Wafu A and the whole of Africa and those outside are absolutely watching and relying on that Wafu A TV to be able to watch games. So in as much as they're watching the game, they also want quality when it comes to the commentators. So I was absolutely very much aware and cognizant of that, that I really need to step up and stay focused to be able to deliver. And thank God we're able to commentate on the competition from start to finish, alhamdulillah.
Before coming to Berewoleng, what's your description of the competition in terms of success?
Yeah, it was really a very good competition. First, the organization from WAFU was really very good. I saw teams coming into the stadium, teams being taken onto the pitch to warm, and the organizational aspect, those running in as much as the press conference is concerned, the teams coming in and the teams warm up, going out. Everything was absolutely very, very smooth. The organization was really very good, and when you go into the press conference, no problem. Everything was absolutely clear. If you want interview with the players as well in the mixed zone and other areas, it was really very, very good. The organization from WAFU was good. The competition aspect of it, I was really amazed with the kind of quality that I saw in women's football. The Berewoleng team was absolutely wonderful. So young, so determined, and so hardworking. Eagles de la Medina side, a team that is having some international players or national players from the Senegalese team. Really a very good team going forward, and they build up play from defense to midfield to attack. Absolutely very good. Ram Camara, the Sierra Leonean side, that have some Gambian players, some from Guinea-Bissau, and so absolutely a very good team as well. Very solid defensively. The midfielders are very good, and their attack is very, very potent, and they are able to score goals in the competition. And then you look at the Malian side, USFAS, another very good team, so determined, so composed, and even the players who are playing defensively have that offensive mind. So that makes this competition much more lively. And the players' awareness of the tactical formation of the coach is absolutely very key. I think the only team that came into this competition and did not live to expectation is Determined Girls. They were absolutely very poor. It took them over 295 minutes.
I'm surprised by their results.
Yeah. It took them over 295 minutes to even score a first goal. And the first goal, the only goal that they score in the competition is not even from their play. It was an own goal. So absolutely a disappointing results for them.
Yeah. So Berewoleng's performance, they lost the first game. They lost to even Ustaz of Mali. That is a game that they dominated.
Absolutely.
I don't know how they lost it in the second half, because I was following throughout up to, I think, the latter stages of the second half. Somehow I lost connection, so I couldn't watch the rest of the game.
What happened with Berewoleng is you will absolutely understand that the inexperience cost them in those two games. Like, for instance, in their first game that they play against Eagles de la Medina, they came all out without fear. They played with purpose. They played with a big heart. They played with confidence that, look, this is a normal game like the games that we played in the Gambia. So we have to show it here that we did not win the Gambian championship. We did not play the entire Gambian league unbeaten by fluke. We worked hard for it. So we have to show it at this level that we really deserve to be here. And looking at the setup that they had in that game, having Mariama Cisse on the right back and Dominga in goal, and having the pair of Kadi Sanyang and then Woody Ekoli at the head of defense, Joanna playing on the left side, and having Abi Cisse play as the holding midfielder with Khadijatu Drame and Mariama Cham, and the up three, that is of course Sarah leading as the striker, and Mafanta and Ilen. Absolutely, these girls, very young, very lethal, and athletic as well. They control the game very well, but the inexperience cost them in the latter stages of that game. They played for 45 minutes on into the added time of the first half. The ball was played to the half of Berewoleng. Woody collected it and turned. She could have played it onto the outside or returned the pass to the goalkeeper, but she kept so long on the ball, and she was robbed of possession, and that was the first goal for Eagles de la Medina. And then they conceded the second goal, but after conceding the second goal, you could see the girls still got the belief that we can get it. What I was amazed in that game is when they conceded the first goal, most of them came together and they were trying to encourage each other that, look, we conceded, but this is not the end of it. And they were trying to motivate the player that was robbed of possession, that is Woody, that, look, this is not the end of it, let's keep pushing. And in the second half, they pushed and pushed and pushed. Ellen was fouled in the area, they got a penalty. Mariama Cham scored their first goal in the competition, and they still had that belief that we can go for it. They pushed and pushed. It was unfortunate the goal didn't come, but performance-wise, it was an absolute top performance from the Berewoleng side in that game against Eagles de la Medina. They went into the game against Ram Camara, a Sierra Leonean side. They have experience. They kept Determined Girls at bay, scored a goal that was ruled out for offside. Very, very controversial for that matter. And then in that game, they were like, okay, we lost the first game. Let's put it aside. Let's face this game and want to win this game. We win this game, we have destiny in our own hands to finish as top of the table in these qualifiers. They took it to them. 13 minutes, the ball was played in from the midfield, and Sarah went clean. so calm, so relaxed. We know that he's one of the most promising strikers in the Gambian women's top division at the moment. Planted it into the bottom corner and 1-0 Bere Wuleng. They were able to create other chances, unable to finish, but that was how it ended, securing their first win in the competition. But I think in that game also, the coaches made a very bold decision, withdrawing Khadija to Drame and brought in Kadi Jallo. Kadi really clicked in that midfield for Bere Wuleng. Having Maria Macham, Kadi Jallo, and Abi was really a very good triangle in that midfield, and it really helped them, and they were able to beat Ram Kamara. Now from that Ram Kamara victory, they have 2 more games, knowing that the first game Usfas won, but Usfas also lost along the line. So if Bere are to win the remaining games, they will be on 9 points and absolutely will be top of the table and qualify to the Champions League proper. So the girls were very much determined as well. Going into that Usfas game, I think they're one of the most difficult team in the competition. And Bere Wuleng really came all out, marked them, and they had the support that they never had before, because it was a game of interest. Eagles de la Medina knew that if Bere are to draw against Usfas or Bere wins, that will be advantageous to them, because they're also looking forward to qualifying. And the Senegalese were absolutely behind Bere Wuleng from minute 1 to the last minute of the game. And Bere were pushing, creating chances, possession-wise, very comfortable.
So dominant in possession at certain intervals in the game. I was feeling like, really, this is unbelievable. They played better than the women's national team in terms of possession.
Yes, I was commentating on the game, but I was feeling so much joy
inside
with the kind of performance that these girls were displaying out there. Very comfortable in possession, and their first touches are absolutely key. And one thing that I realized in that game was the tactical understanding of these girls. I think. Congratulations to Fakeba Sen and all the coaches at Bere Wuleng. They really did a very good work on these girls. They started with, in that game, this guy, Woode, was injured and she didn't play. So it was a change of formation, a change of personnel. Lucy, the young left back, was drafted into defense, and Joanna was playing on the left side. But the interchange of position and when they have the ball, when they lose the ball, of Lucy and Joanna was absolutely top-notch. The tactical understanding of this young girl, Lucy, was really amazing. Because at some point, she started as a central defender. When Joanna attacks and the ball, she could not win the ball, they've got past Joanna, she will be the player to step out, and Joanna slots into defense straight away. When they regain possession, Lucy will just come back straight, and Joanna opens up. And sometime, towards the latter part of the game, Joanna ended up playing as a central defender and Lucy playing on the left side. This girl was really amazing. And I was like, wow, this is her first game in this competition, and she was able to put up such a performance. That was absolutely a very wonderful performance from her. And then Maria Macham was really hardworking. Ellen Gomez, Sarah is a player that we really need not to even talk about, because she has absolutely been there on the limelight in the Gambia and stepping onto that stage, playing the first game, playing the second game, scoring the winning goal, and picking up the Woman of the Match award, and then going into the second game, then the last game, playing and winning the Woman of the Match award. So in that game, Bere Wuleng played up to the latter stages as well. I think it was in the final 8 minutes or so they conceded the first goal. And it was not only to them, but even to the Senegalese, they were absolutely disappointed. When Usfas scored that goal from a free kick, the stadium went silent, because Eagles de la Medina said, oh, I think what we were expecting is now beyond us, because this Usfas side have Maimuna. This left back is an absolute offensive-minded player. Whenever Usfas is setting up on attack, she's always there. And her combination with Jamoko Traore, the left winger for this Usfas side, have absolutely been very good. And on dead ball situation, she's a specialist. And she caught Mary unaware with that free kick, and Bere conceded. Before they knew what happened again, Safietou scored the second goal for Usfas, and that was the end for Bere Wuleng. But they didn't look back. They went into the last game against Determined Girls, a game against their fellow Gambian players. Rugi Diouf, Mbasi Dabo, and Catherine were on the Determined Girls side, but Mbasi was injured before that game. She was unable to play, and it was Catherine and Rugi playing in that game. And on that day, I had two things to look at, because Wafu wanted me to be on the commentary box for the Eagles de la Medina against Ram Kamara. And I was like, No, I have to be at the Bere against Determined Girls game. So what we do is at halftime I will come into the commentary booth to give some analysis of what happened here and there. So I was like, I went to the Bere Determined Girls game. It was played in the second pitch there. That is an artificial turf for that matter. And then from the start of play, after 15, 20 minutes, 20 seconds, towards the 25th second of the game, Bere got the goal, Sarah Jaju. And I said to myself, if I was there, I would have missed this historic goal, because that was a historic goal in the sense that it was the fastest goal of the competition. And I think it stands out as the fastest goal of the WAFU women's qualifiers so far. From that moment, I've decided to dig deep to see whether there has been a faster goal scored than that, but yet still I was unable to lay my hands on that. I think Sarah stands out with the fastest goal of the qualifiers so far. 25 seconds she was able to pounce for Bere Uleng. That is her second goal in the competition, and she kept pushing in search of another goal. And before that, we had Nyima Sane. That girl is really, really very athletic. Any moment she was brought into any of the games, you could see her hard work, you could see her determination, and you can see her pace helping the team go forward. She was able to score the second goal for Bere Uleng, and then sets up Sarah to score. And then our Dabo came off the bench, and of course, that was a brilliant goal. It was Sarah running at the defense, bringing the ball back to one of the players, Khadijatu, and Khadijatu laid it to our dance pass, a couple of players. The goalkeeper came, she took him out, and just had to plant that ball into the back of the net, with Bere Uleng winning by 4-1. That was an absolute brilliant and emphatic win. So in a nutshell, I think Bere Uleng really represented the Gambia very well, and they've raised the bar high that any Gambian team that wins the league and qualify to the CAF Champions League qualifiers under WAFU A, you have to set the benchmark that Bere Uleng have already set. You need not to go below that. The performance was absolutely top-notch. The confidence to match any team that they face was really excellent. The only thing that was missing from these girls was the experience, and you could see the goals that they conceded was absolutely lack of experience, and the concentration lapses really made them to concede those goals. And above all, going into the CAF Champions League qualifiers for the first time, winning 2 Woman of the Match awards. That is Sarah winning the Woman of the Match against Ram Kamara, and winning the Woman of the Match against Determined Girls. And then winning the top scorer award, that is Sarah finishing with 3 goals. And then finishing bronze medalist. This is an absolute big achievement for Bere Uleng, and big achievement for Gambian women's football.
Absolutely. That aside, prior to the first game of Bere Uleng, there is this controversy that came up. The coach that should sit on the bench, what kind of license in terms of qualification the coach needs to have? Because these rules are stipulated clearly on paper before the competition. Yes, there are technical meetings that are done prior to matches to say some of the details about the game. Like tomorrow, 2 teams are playing, these are some of the rules, we want to update you on this and that. But the issue of Fakeba Sen not being able to make it on the bench, obviously because of he didn't get a certain level of qualification in terms of CAF, it's either A license or B license. I think these things were clear. They claimed, we were not informed, nobody told us that, the coach need to have this in order to be a part of the team.
Yeah, it was very difficult and frustrating for Bere Uleng, because these girls really know what Fakeba means to them, and they would have loved to have him on the bench and in the technical area. But when I went there, I didn't see Fakeba sitting on the bench. Before the game, we had access. I had access to get closer to their bench and had a discussion with the coach Fakeba, and it was like, I will not be on the bench. Anna will not be on the bench. Modulamin Nyasi will also not be on the bench, as 3 of us will not be on the bench. I was like, what? That is going to weaken the technical bench for Bere Uleng? And he was like, yeah, that's what happened. And one of them, the other guys, is it Sagai, or I can't figure the name, I forgot the name, came and said, well, I was at the technical meeting, and we were told that the head coach should have B or A to be able to be on the bench. Okay. Yes.
CAF A license
or B license or B to be able to be on the bench. And with that, Fakeba is qualified to be on the bench because he has his B license. And they said the assistant coach should be with B or C to be able to sit on the bench. And then they said that was told that was said to them at the technical meeting. And they came to the game day around 10, 11 a.m. and they got another message that it's only A for the head coach that is allowed to be on the bench, and B for the assistants to be able to be on the bench. That was why Berewuleng had 3 of their technical members not to be on the bench. And after the game, I asked Fakeba at the press conference. He was like, okay, that was what Wafu told them at the technical meeting, that for the head coach, it's A or B for you to be on the bench. So he didn't get A, but he has B, so he can sit on the bench. And they were told 11 o'clock that the coach only needs A to be on the bench. And for him, even the federation back home, that was what they told them, that the coach should get A or B to be on the bench. Now, what happened after that? He was not allowed on the bench in the second game. The same thing happened to Ram Kamara. Their coach, Malik Hassan Mansare, was on the bench in the first game. And in the second game, he was not on the bench. He was also, he said, they were also informed that for the coach, you can get A or B to be on the bench. And in the latter stages of the coming into the competition, before the second game, they were told that it's only A that you need to be on the bench. So I think all the coaches there, it was the coach for Determined Girls, Latte, who was with A, so he was on the bench throughout their games. So you could see in the first games, with the match form, the coaches who are not allowed to be on the bench, their names have been, there was a thick black line that has been drawn opposite their names. So that means you are not allowed to be on the bench. So that happened to Berewuleng, about 3 of them. And if you look at the other side, that is, of course, Eagles de la Medina. So they also have two coaches who have a thick black line drawn against their names, meaning they will not be on the bench. So I think, and after that, when I posted the issue of Fakeba, I got a couple of messages with clear rules from CAF that stipulates that you need an A license to be on the bench in this qualifiers. So I just don't understand how this whole issue happened. But I think Gambia as a country, we definitely need to step up to be able to ensure that most of the coaches get A license, because it's going to affect our clubs. Thumbs up to Real de Banjul. I think they knew that something like this was there for quite a long time. That's why they sent Ibrahima to Liberia. He has picked up his A license, so he will be free to be on the bench for Real de Banjul in the CAF Champions League qualifiers. We have Yaya Mane picking up his A. We have Tafa Mane. So we need to get a lot of these coaches who have their B to pick up their A license, because if not, if our clubs are to go in there, it will affect us. And we are having the under 20, the under 17, the women's team. Next competition, it will affect most of these coaches, because we only have these 3 who are active at the moment with A license. So I think we really need to step up to be able to see that our coaches get their A license.
It's quite difficult because prior to the competition, like you said, these rules. But if you go to a technical meeting, it is said that, you know, both A and B license holders are allowed on the bench, and later on somehow it is being upgraded that, you know, you only need an A license to be on the bench. I remember in the CAF Champions League qualifiers previously, it happened to Brikama United, where the coach went, but his name didn't appear on the bench. Obviously, there's another coach who had a better qualification, who, you know, acted as if the person is the coach of the team. So these things really need to change in terms of setup and capacity building for our coaches.
I think Fortune also had the same issue. When Fortune were going for the CAF Champions League, I think it was Ahmad Cham who went with them. So it's really something that we need to look into and iron it as quick as possible. And interestingly, Wafu allowed Fakeba to be on the bench in the last game against the Determined Girls.
So because they know his team wouldn't qualify. That's quite funny. You already said that, you know, it's only the
it's only
A license
that will allow you to be on the bench.
On the bench.
And in the final game, Fakeba, Anna, Modlamin, everybody was on the bench. I was like, come on.
But the rules are the rules.
Rules are rules. So even if they win and they will not qualify, the rule is the rule. Let them follow the rule. They should not be on the bench.
Absolutely.
But in the final game, they were on the bench.
Just Amadou, on a final note, in a short while, in terms of infrastructure. So some of the matches were played at the Stade Abdoulaye Wade Annex.
Yes.
Yeah, so that annex alone is better than our stadium.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
when I went in there, I look at the press conference room, the microphone, when the coaches speak, I was like,
we're miles behind, right?
Yeah. I went out, I looked into the dressing rooms, and then I came out to the press box, the commentary cabin, the seats of the fans, the benches, and the pitch itself. I was like, Then you look at the two scoreboards.
Yeah.
I was like, this is not the main bowl. This is just an annex.
Annex, this. The annex you're talking about. Yes.
I was like, no. We have to go to work. As a country, we definitely have to go to work. We really need to work very hard. I've been saying this here for quite a long time. Not only this independent stadium, we need another stadium. Yeah. We definitely need another stadium. And that annex alone, if you have that here, we were playing at home. Because that's absolutely a very good stadium. And the scoreboard, everything was absolutely top-notch. Everything was okay out there. And thumbs up to the organizers. And then, apart from that annex, the other pitch, the second one, where Berewuleng played against Determined Girls in the last game, it was an artificial turf, but another standard pitch. Another standard pitch.
I could see it from the TV pictures.
Yeah, another standard pitch. So infrastructure-wise, I think Gambia, we definitely need to improve. And I can say with confidence that also contributed to Berewuleng's performance, because they were so comfortable keeping the ball, knowing that the pitch is really very good. So infrastructure-wise, we need to improve. And the other thing is Gambian women's football. The authorities now need to invest. We definitely have to invest in the women's game and then motivate the girls to play, because we've seen what happened in that competition. And after that, I think Berewuleng will soon be getting contacts that we need player A, B, or C, because everybody who watch these girls play definitely know that there is quality in Gambian women's football, absolute quality. And the coach for Ram Kamara said this team is really a very good team, and they were preparing very well to face Berewuleng. Unfortunately for him, he lost. And the coach for USFAS, the Malian team that won the competition, said he knew that coming to face Berewuleng will be a very difficult game, because Bere have young players who are very determined, ready to run for 90 minutes. So any coach who identifies that in your team knows that there is quality in your team. So these girls have absolutely sold the image of Gambian women's football, that there is absolute quality as far as women's football is concerned. So it's now up to the authorities to invest a lot. The Gambia Football Federation and everybody out there needs to invest a lot in women's football, motivate the girls, and let's keep pushing them. We will absolutely be there. In as much as we're having a lot of boys moving out of this country to play professional, and I think it's absolutely going to be in a very short space of time, we will have a lot of these girls moving out to become professional players.
Fantastic. So people of Brikama should be very much proud of your team, the women's team, Berewuleng FC, winners of the Gambia's Women's First Division League and also winners of the FA Cup. They went into the CAF Women's Champions League qualifiers and finished third in the competition, which is a fantastic achievement. But Amadou, also congratulations on the commentary. We saw the commentary and things really went on very well for you. And until next time, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Gajaga. Commentary is part of me, and I think I will always be ready to do it anywhere. And thank you for the support, and thank you to the Gambian people for the support and motivation, because their motivation was absolutely key to help me push further. And to other colleagues who were there, Sadio Balde, Fatoumata, and of course Nima and Aja, as well as Oske. I think it was good, and a good present for Gambian media when these girls turn and see their media personnel from Gambia. Things that was also motivating for them. So thank you so much.
Fantastic. We'll go on a short break, and when we're back, we're going to talk about beach volleyball, the Africa Under-18 Championship, to be hosted in the Gambia in September. Is in preparations for the Youth Olympic Games in Senegal. And I will be having Lamine Jammeh, who will join me shortly.
joni weɓini nuldugol mbuuɗi mi yiyatoma joni hiɗa wawi nuldude mbuuɗi iwra ko Gambia ɗo yaha Sénégal e Qmoney wallet ma on eyyi ko honno wonɗa e fadde mi yiyatoma udduto Qmoney account ma on joni fuɗɗoɗa nuldude mbuuɗi e teriɓe ma rewa ɗon ka Orange Money nder Sénégal fi heɓugol hen ko laaɓi hiɗa wawi noddude Qmoney customer care e 133 kiɓe ma rewa ɗon ka Orange Money nder Sénégal fi heɓugol hen ko laaɓi hiɗa wawi noddude Qmoney customer care e 133 Qmoney suñu kalpe ɗum no yaadi e sartaji.
Mitoma. First time cross, really threatening, and it's dropped for Minte, rifled in! Out.
Did you know you can buy cash power using Qmoney wallet absolutely free up to 30,000 Cs? Use our app or dial 323 hash and select Q Power. Choose Register Meter. Enter your meter number. Dial *323 hash and follow these simple steps. Number 1, select option 3 for Q Power. Number 2, choose option 1 to buy any amount of Q Power. Enjoy free QCell airtime every time you cash in to purchase Q Power. For any inquiries, call 133. Qmoney, Sunyu Kalbe. Browse Bitus. QCell brings you a promo like never before. Get unlimited internet for just 25 Cs. Yes! Recharge 25 Cs and enjoy the convenience of free internet from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. every day with our Browse with Us promo. With this amazing offer, you can browse, stream, and download all your favorite movies for free. So why wait? Recharge 25 Cs today and enjoy free internet only with QCell between 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. For more information, call customer care on 111. QCell, Senior Bus, we innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back and thank you for joining us. This is Q Sports and I'm Umudu Gajaga. We are now going to talk about beach volleyball. The Gambia is set to host the CAVB Under-18 Youth Development Cup, a prestigious beach volleyball competition which is going to be featuring top young athletes from across Africa. This event is part of African Volleyball Confederation's strategy to ensure strong African representation at the Dakar 2026 Youth Olympic Games. And the competition will run from the 2nd to the 7th of September. It's aimed at developing volleyball in Africa, promoting Olympic values, and prepare athletes for the Dakar Youth Olympic Games, like I said earlier. And joining me in the studio is the first Vice President of the Gambia Volleyball Federation, Lamin Jammeh. Lamin, welcome.
Thank you, Gajaga, and then the viewers, thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to be here today.
Gambia is hosting this competition, big. 12 countries already confirmed their participation. Tell us about it.
Yeah, like you said, it's a big competition. I think this is the first time in the history of Gambia volleyball to organize or to host a competition of this magnitude. About 12 countries that are coming, including Gambia, from across the length and breadth of Africa. The big ones like Morocco, Algeria, Egypt are all coming, together with some our zone members like Senegal, Sierra Leone, Cape Verde, and the likes. They are all coming to the Gambia. So it's a big competition. It's a big competition as far as the youth category is concerned, because this program is just towards preparing.
All right, just a second, we'll go on a short break and we'll be back.
Money e Orange Money joni weɓini nuldugol mbuuɗi mi yetoma joni hiɗa wawi nuldude mbuuɗi iwra ko Gambia ɗo yaha Sénégal e Q-Money wallet ma on eyyi ko honno wonɗa e fadde mi yetoma udduto Q-Money account ma on joni fuɗɗoɗa nuldude mbuuɗi e teriɓe ma rewa ɗon ka Orange Money nder Sénégal fi heɓugol hen ko laaɓi hiɗa wawi nuldude Q-Money customer care e 133 Q-Money suñu kalpe ɗum no yaadi e sartaji.
Welcome, and we're very sorry for that little technical glitch, but we're getting on. Lamin Jammeh is the first vice president of the Gambia Volleyball Federation. We're talking about Gambia hosting this big event of under 18 qualifiers for the beach volleyball as far as preparations are concerned for the Youth Olympic Games in Dakar for 2026.
Yes, like I said, it's a big competition as far as Gambia Volleyball is concerned. This is one of the biggest competition ever hosted by Gambia Volleyball, at the continental level. Because in the past we used to organize Zone 2. That one is a lower level because within our zone. But the continental level, this is the first time, and then it's a big challenge. But we know we can be able to stand everything because of our past records. We are expecting 11 countries plus Gambia make it 12, and the big ones like Cape Verde, Ghana, Nigeria, Morocco, Egypt, all of them are coming. The youth categories, some are coming with 2 gender, male and female, others are coming with a single gender. So we expect them to be here on the 7th, that is the arrival, technical meeting, sorry, on the 2nd is the arrival, technical meeting on the 3rd, and then the competition will start on the 4th, 5th, and 6th, and a departure on the 7th.
Yes. For beach volleyball, all you need is the beach, is it? Do you need any other infrastructure?
Very, very indeed. I think it's one of the most challenging part because you need to do a lot of set out the grounds. You need to bring so many materials because it's not a ready-made. The place is just open. You are the one who are going to do all the set out to ensure that all the facilities that need to be there to make it very eye-catching, to make it very comfortable for people to play. All those things have to be done properly. So in the past, we have been struggling try to get a very good and very comfortable beach site. And luckily, now we have confirmed the venue, and now we have started the work in earnest to ensure that before the day comes, all the necessary arrangements are done. But it's a huge challenge because you need to get tents, you need to get barriers, you need to do a lot of code preparation before the day. So it's a huge, very huge work that you need to do compared to even indoor, because indoor is just a ready-made, but beach you need to work extra hard.
Okay. So when it comes to the countries, they've already confirmed their participation. Issues of accommodation and things like that, are those being taken care of by the visiting countries, is it? Yes,
and this program is sponsored by Olympics Solidarity Fund in line with the FIVB as well as the CAVB. So it's a joint program because they have seen the need that since Africa is hosting the Olympics for the first time, Youth Olympics for the first time in Africa, it's important for African participation to be very much visible and strong. We don't just go there just for the sake of participation, but we have to go there and compete against the big one of other countries in the world. So in order for us to be able to at least do that, they have to give us more competition so that at least our athletes will be able to at least improve their standard to another level. This is one of the reasons why this has come, and then they have sponsored it entirely. All the countries that are coming, their air tickets, their hotel accommodation, feeding are all being taken care of by the international body.
Okay.
Yes. And at our end equally, all the logistics have brought in place now in terms of their lodging, where they are going to be lodged, and then they are feeding, they have taken care of all those things. So we are just ready for them to come. Do the Gambia have an under-18 team that is already prepared? Not long ago we competed, of course, in other competitions from the school games, and then you have some of our athletes who competed in the under-18 in Nigeria and even ended up winning the gold medal. Yes, I think Gambia is one of the few countries in Africa when it comes to youth category as far as beach volleyball concerned. The records that we have cannot be matched with many other countries. I think it's only it's only Morocco that could be ahead of us. Apart from that, there's no other countries. But under 18, under 19, under 20, under 21, we have qualified all of them from the continental level to the world level, all. So our under 18, this is not the first time. Sometime in 2018, they went to All African Youth Games in Algeria, and they qualified to the World Championship. They were bronze medalists. So this time around again, we have an even more stronger, more formidable under 18 team than even before. Both boys and girls, we have a great trust on them. Like you said, just recently, we went to Algeria for the school gym. The team that we prepared is the same team that is coming to play this under 18 again, and the same team that we are preparing for Youth Olympics in Senegal 2026. They went there, and then they all went into the final. They become bronze, silver medalists. Equally, the same team was prepared to Nigeria, and then the boys become the African champion, and then the girls were ranked among the best 5. So, by virtue of that performance, all of them were equally qualified to the World Championship, under 18 World Championship in Qatar in next month. So we're looking at that track record. It shows that Gambia have a very, very strong and formidable team as far as this under 18 category is concerned.
Okay, as host country, what do you expect?
Yeah, all what we expect is support from stakeholders, from the fans, from the general sport lovers to come and support. We have a team that can be able to make glory for this country and make everybody proud and happy. If we can be able to do that, at the continental stage in Nigeria, more so now our own backyard, I believe with the support, obviously both boys and girls can become champion, and that's going to be the biggest pride. And then equally, we also need more support, from the government and any other to help us even in the mobilization of needed funds so that we can be able to set up a very, very good competition.
Well, we're looking forward to this competition on the 2nd to the 7th, and we wish you all the best of luck, and I will be there. I'll be part of it because I also enjoy beach volleyball. I want the success of the Gambia, and this is a big competition. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
And that's Lamin Jammeh, the first Vice President of the Gambia Volleyball Confederation. And we will take a short break. When we come back, we'll be talking about Abdoulaye Tamba of Fortune FC, who signed his first professional contract.
Joni weɓini nuldugol mbuuɗi mi yetoma joni ida wawi nuldude mbuuɗi iwrako Gambia ɗo yaha Senegal e Q-Money wallet ma on eyyi ko honno wonɗa e fadde mi yetoma udduto Q-Money account ma on joni fuɗɗoɗa nuldude mbuuɗi e teriɓe ma rewa ɗon ka Orange Money nder Senegal fi heɓugol hen ko laaɓi ida wawi nuldude Q-Money customer care e 133 Q-Money suñu kalpe ɗum no yaadi e sartaji.
Mitoma. First time cross, really threatening, and it's dropped for Minte, rifled in! Out.
Did you know you can buy cash power using Q-Money wallet absolutely free up to 30,000 Dalasies? Use our app or dial 323 hash and select Q Power. Choose Register Meter. Enter your meter number. Dial *323 hash and follow these simple steps. Number 1, select option 3 for Q Power. Number 2, choose option 1 to buy any amount of Q Power.
If you're just joining us, this is Q Sports and I'm Mamudu Kachiga. Well, one of the Gambia's young prospects, he plays for the Gambia under-20 team in their last competition, and locally for domestic football, he plays for Fortune Football Club at the time. But now he signed a professional contract in Sweden after a successful trial. His name is Abdoulaye Tamba, and let's hear from him how it feels to be in Sweden and now to play for Norrköping in the Swedish Allsvenskan.
See, I'm very happy to be here. Like knowing that being here will really change a lot. Like changing the situation back home, family, and many people around me. So I'm very happy to be here. Very, very happy. I think Norrköping is a very nice city. When I arrive here, I see that it's more than a team. It's like a one big family. So I was welcomed by the team and everyone. So I feel okay. I really enjoy my time here. I'm a left-footed centre back, very aggressive, a dominant force in the air, good with ball, and very composed as well. The team really have an amazing fan base. Yeah, like more especially when they play at home. It was very massive turnout against I think Hammarby. So I love the atmosphere, and I can't really wait to play against such an atmosphere.
That's Abdoulaye Tamba there after signing his professional contract in Sweden. He's very happy, he's determined, he's looking forward to playing in the Swedish Allsvenska League. And joining me on the line is his former coach, somebody who knows a lot about Abdoulaye Tamba, is Matar Njai. Matar, welcome to Q Sports.
Hey, Gajaga, thank you for having me.
Yes, we're talking about Abdoulaye Tamba. This is a boy who passed through your hands as a coach, and you know about his football. Tell us, what are your expectations since after he signed a professional contract in Sweden now?
Okay, once again, thank you for having me. Abdoulaye Tamba is a lad who loves what he is doing. Since his tender ages, we knew that he was going to be a bright talent for the Gambia. We knew he was going to bring something that is expected of him, because all along, all he desired to do was to play football, and without football he saw no other way, and that's why I think he is where he is today.
Okay, in terms of transitioning from the Gambian League, First Division, and now in the Swedish League, I'm sure comparatively this is going to be really very different for him, for the environment, the weather, and everything else. But is he prepared mentally? Have you spoken to him?
Yeah, when it comes to his mental preparedness, I have never come across a lot of Abdoulaye's type, because since I knew him like when he was 12, thereabout, mentally he has always been tough. He went through a lot when it comes to football, but he kept, on doing what he feels he can do best. And when it comes to his mental readiness, we do not have a shadow of a doubt. Mentally, I am sure he is prepared. I spoke to him the other day. I am sure he is going to cope mentally. Absolutely.
Okay, Matar, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
And we wish Abdoulaye Tamba all the best. And that's it for Q Sports. Until next week, keep on sporting. Bye for now.